Greetings, all 841 adventurers of the realm. Languages can often be one of the most overlooked aspects in TTRPGs. But what if I told you they didn't have to be? Well, thankfully, DC20 actually gives a about languages. But before we dive into that, we need to define what a language actually is. In DC20, languages represent how different creatures across the world speak and interact with each other. In this game, your character doesn't just know a language and that's that. There are levels to languages. But what good are levels if you don't know what the languages in the game are? In DC20, there are 4 categories of languages: mortal languages, exotic languages, divine languages, and outer languages. Let's start with our mortal languages. Our first mortal language is Common. Common is defined as a very simple and universal language, which is why all PCs are able to speak it fluently. Your character would have to be isolated or stubborn to not know this simple language. Next up is the human language, which is spoken by humans. To emphasize, this is a different language than Common. Common is not the default human language. This is the distinction that I'm a big fan of and my players are in love with. For the rest of the languages, we currently don't have any lore behind them, but the alpha document does note that this information will be coming in the beta, which you can get access to when you back the Kickstarter on June 4th. This video isn't sponsored, I'm just very hyped to see this game become a thing. I'm very excited. The rest of our mortal languages include Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, and Halfling. All of these are spoken by the ancestry that they're named after. Next up are our exotic languages. Again, no history or lore at this time, so we're gonna get through this list pretty quick. First up, we have Giant, typically spoken by giants and giant kin. Next is Draconic, which is typically spoken by dragons and dragonkin. Finally, we have Orcish, Fae, and Elemental. These are spoken by the ancestries that the language is named after. Now we're on to the divine languages: Celestial and Fiendish. Celestial is typically spoken by angels and archons, while Fiendish is typically spoken by devils and demons. Finally, our last category is outer languages. Currently, the only language is Deep Speech, and it is typically spoken by aberrations. Now that you have an understanding of how languages work in DC20, you're ready to learn how language masteries work. But wait, what the hell is a mastery? Well, that's a subject that deserves its own dedicated video. Until then, if you liked what you saw and want to grab a copy of the alpha rules for yourself, I've included a link down in the description or pinned comment. Every purchase directly funds DC20 and gets it ready for the Kickstarter this June. Also, it helps me out. Want to learn more about the rules of DC20? Check out these videos. I think you'll like them. I'll see you in the next video.